Hey, welcome in to another song. We hope that you enjoy this one too. Back at it. Everyone around you is end up telling you that you just want to end up, man. You don't even know if you're a mistake, but every single time you end up having this pain overdose, you can end up understanding what can you end up doing now. You're locked up in your head. You can't even end up doing something now. So what can you end up doing? If you're just going to promise one thing, how can you end up understanding that this is not the way it's supposed to be? But how can you end up getting better if you're just going to end up reaping what you sow right now? I'm sick and tired of all living with these traumas. I'm sick and tired of living with all the pain and suffering every single time that I end up going and off in the deep end. I end up running and off in the deep end way too long. No matter where I end up going, I end up walking up in the deep end. These drugs and these demons are coming and telling me and talking to me and taking over my voice. I don't even know, but they don't even know what I'm supposed to say. They just want me to end up living life, but how can I end up living life if I'm just going to be trapped up in my head or in this prison cell that I end up calling my brain, and that's what it is. I'm locked up with all this stress, and I can't even end up doing something right. So what can I end up doing now? I know that I'm racing thought. I have these racing thoughts every single night. I end up going through this so much pain, and I can't even end up letting go. So what can I do now? All I end up doing is end up tossing and turning on my street. I don't even know, but I don't even know what tomorrow's troubles have to be before I end up getting there. I want to end up overdosing on the drugs again. I end up walking in the dark again. I end up running away. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I know that I'm fearing, and I know that that's not what God wants me to do. But I know the devils and demons are starting to speak to me every single morning. I end up going outside. They don't even know, but they keep lying to me deep inside of my heart. I know that this is a lie, but I know that sometimes we have to end up going through the bad parts to end up understanding what it is. There's still hope for you to end up getting back on the right path, to end up changing your mind for the better. You have to understand this is not the way it's supposed to be, but what can you end up doing if you're just going to end up walking off in the deep end every single time? You end up, you're afraid, you're scared, you don't even know what you're supposed to do. So now you're terrified, now you're having these panic attacks, and no matter what, you end up running and running, and before you know it, you end up drowning yourself in sorrows. You don't even know what tomorrow's troubles has to end up standing, but you end up overdosing on the drugs because you don't want to end up feeling the pain anymore. It's going to come either way. That's just the way life is. All our life is going to end up changing. We can either do the good things or bad things, but we end up having one day we got to end up being judged. And I know that that's not something I want to end up being on the other side. I want to be on the winning side every single time. And I know that God wants me to end up changing for the better. I know that He's digging in my heart and then trying to end up pulling out all the bad things I've done and said, but this is not the way it's supposed to be. So what can I do if I'm just tossing and turning every single night with all these demons coming and talking to me at night? I don't even know. But where I end up going, in the darkness, I end up knowing that they're just going to lie to me every single time. A while back when I ended up walking outside, I don't even know, but I know that someone was standing out there. Everywhere I go, there's a monster. Everywhere I go, it's hunting me, and I don't even know what I'm supposed to say inside. So what can I end up doing now? I just want to let go. Yeah, I just want to let go. How can I end up getting over this stress if I can't even end up understanding what the Bible has to do? So I end up keep running in the deep end. So I have to end up run. I want to end up overdosing on these drugs. So what can I do now? I know that I'm not a good kid, but I know that I can change it for the better. My future's going to end up changing for the better quick. I know that this is just the beginning of life. So what can I end up saying now? I know that I'm scared and I know I'm standing on my own 2 feet, but I know that I don't want to be here anymore. I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. But sometimes I have to end up reaping what I sow and feel sick. It's before I end up understanding what going back to God actually means. Changing my mind for the better. I know that this is the way it's supposed to be, so I end up missing you guys a lot. But I haven't been in church 7 months because I've been running away. You guys know that all these demons are coming in and talking to me every single night. So what can I end up doing now? Every single night, I don't even think I'm gonna make it to the next day. That's just the way I've ended up living my life for the purpose of life. I wish that there was a reason, but I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know what the purpose is. I have to end up letting go. It's time for me to walk away. It's time for me to run away. It's time for me to go back to the Bible and end up praying to what God says. Amen.